Hello, I'm Pam Hoffman, Everyday Spacer.
I'm Jeff Miller, 2049 Outfitters.
At Everyday Spacer, we show regular folks how to personally and directly participate in space exploration, science, and astronomy. We're here on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific Time, 12 midnight Eastern Time, and 1 p.m. on Saturday in Hong Kong. We're broadcasting live from Thousand Oaks, California.
Tonight, we'll discuss the biggest scientific discoveries in 2023. We'll be back in 8.3 seconds. We watched Top Science Stories 2023 together. And there it is.
That's on Curiosity Stream.
On Curiosity Stream, yeah. Love Curiosity Stream.
Yes, what a great deal, too.
Yeah. So after watching this, Pam and I did some digging independently. So we will likely have slightly different ideas on what the biggest discoveries were over the past year. Oh, hi, Janie.
Hi, Jamie Becker. Merry Christmas weekend to you, too.
And we'd also like to know what you think were the biggest or coolest or most interesting discoveries to you as well. So let's get started.
All right, so my inspiration, let me get over there, was the little thing you see on the computer. It showed up a couple weeks ago in the upper, in my case, it's the upper left corner, but you do get this little drop down if you hover over it. And so what I did was I started digging and then realized, well...
Hang on, you want to just show that?
Oh, yeah.
You're not showing it.
Okay, so go ahead and
there you
go.
Oh, and Dawn's here. Hi, Dawn.
Hi, Dawn. Merry Christmas to you too.
And Scott. Hey.
Happy early Christmas. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks so much for being here, folks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I started digging into this, it's like, okay, so biggest according to who? And biggest how? What's interesting to me is that things kind of trickle to you, and a couple of the things that came most, especially in the past week, were the return mission from the Bennu. It seems to be, I keep hearing people talk about it and showing up in different lists and that's so forth like that. Also the wall paintings. So maybe that could be our biggest because it's in the social consciousness. Anyway, and I found some websites that had kind of an interesting idea about this term. Let me go to that one next. And I was a little bit disappointed because even though I did a search on the biggest scientific discoveries of 2023, I was kind of disappointed. Oh, hey, Cliff. Welcome.
Hi, Cliff.
So glad you could be here. I was kind of disappointed because, first of all, I can't even get to some. This one I know has a paywall behind it. In other words, you can't look at it until you pay. And this is the button to explore your options, or you sign in if you already have an account. And then this one too was kind of like, well, first of all, it's not really discoveries. And then they have you gotta sign in for it. And I just didn't want to do that. So if you,
And I thought that was kind of disappointing because Science News, which is what this one is, was a favorite of mine. I grew up reading the Science News magazines. And okay, yes, they do want you to sign up, and I don't think it's terribly expensive to.
Yeah, I didn't really explore. This one might actually just be put your email in and continue. I just didn't want to do it. So I did find some other sites. Like this is a really neat podcast, which we listened to, and they definitely had some good information. I think they also mentioned Bennu. We were listening to it right before. Did they mention Bennu and the cave drawings?
Yeah. Well, and this was interesting too, and we should probably get a link to this out to you guys.
Yeah.
But because it was put on by someone interviewing someone representing the Chicago Museum of Science.
Yes.
So so that was interesting from their perspective. What the big stories were.
Right.
So, hey Janie.
Yeah.
Science magazine. Oh, science. Yeah, that's hardcore. Science News was the junior version of Science magazine.
Yeah. Sort of more common explanations. So I did kind of come across some pretty good articles here. This is from the Smithsonian, the 10 most significant science stories. Not really the biggest. Like I said, I actually did use the search term biggest, and yeah, they didn't quite come up with the biggest in my mind. But we did have, some of these different, they have them highlighted here. Nearly, let's see, from the find that our ancestors nearly went extinct 9,000 years ago, discovering a green comet, major health news about corona. Let's see, took a, okay. Yeah, it's not, corona's not a big deal anymore. They're anticipating other ones. Wow, great. All right, so let's see. I think what I want to do is really just look at these headlines, because Jeff has a whole bunch of good stuff too. Here it is. I think, no, this was the, I thought this was the alligators. They actually discovered some mummified alligators. Or were they crocodiles? Crocodiles. So they find, in this case, that Native Americans crossed back over to Asia, which I thought was very interesting.
Apparently that land bridge runs in both directions.
Apparently. Yeah, hunter-gatherers from Eastern Eurasia likely ventured to North America, and some of them went back as well.
Makes sense.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not go back and forth if you can, especially because the Bering Straits was available. I thought there was a really cool fossilized footprint as well that they were finding, but I don't know. I don't think this was about that one.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, some really good stuff here. Artificial intelligence yields scientific breakthroughs as experts call for caution. Yeah, we saw the ChatGPT emerge last November, so it's been just a little bit over a year for what they're calling artificial intelligence in the form of this ChatGPT. Of course, artificial intelligence has been around for about 70 years. You got a comment?
Yeah, Janie. A friend shared the pink nebula with me. It's not news, but it's new to me. You see, that's exactly what we're talking about. Is that there's stuff that was new to me too, and I'll share some of that too.
Oh yeah, new to me as well. All right, so let's see. Yeah, ChatGPT.
Yeah, and ChatGPT, it might have started in November, but
that's when they open it to the public.
Yeah, but people started seeing the things that you could do with it during this year, and not all of them are great. But and artificial intelligence in this case isn't like artificial sapience.
No,
you're not creating another mind. You're just creating something that can perform functions that that normally humans perform, and they've managed to perform those functions in a computer.
But I have seen certain interesting things. I know someone on Facebook constantly has images and shares the prompts for that, generated, of course, text in the form of words and I guess music. I haven't really heard much of that, but I'm starting to kind of feel like, hey, this seems like it's like a video, especially. This seems a little bit stilted, like it might be an AI generated content, of speaking, some person speaking, but it doesn't sound like a real person to me.
Right. Yeah. It's not 100%. Well, okay. There is AI that is 100, that can do it at 100%, but it's expensive.
Oh,
so the cheap stuff, isn't 100%, which I think is good, but it's gonna be there. I mean,
I don't think there's any getting away from it yet. And I don't know if we ever will. Of course, and maybe this could be another episode where we actually talk about sort of the dangers, but there's anything that we use can be warped into a problem.
Right. Yeah.
A common tool, a hammer, can of course become a murder weapon as well. Mm-hmm. But it's still a hammer. It's not the hammer that's doing it, is the person behind it. And this will be true for AI as well, until at some point, our whatever we might call it, artificial intelligence becomes, like you were saying,
artificial sapience.
Yeah. All right, so what else is here? NASA retrieves asteroid bits to shine light on Earth's origins. Now, I think this is the Bennu story. And again, it just kept coming up for me. In fact, Donald called me a couple days ago and said, "Oh, they've scraped off about 60 grams of the stuff from the lid. They haven't even opened it yet because they're very cautious about opening it without contaminating it." And that's the big problem there.
So they've got some that's contaminated that they can then compare to the non-contaminated.
Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. You have now. Let's see. Yep, this is it. This they say 8.8 ounces of rock and dust collected from an asteroid named Bennu landed in the Utah desert. Now, of course, they're saying ounces, but I have found it's about the same, right? Okay, so
that just talks more about it.
Yeah, I really like this part too. Initial analysis revealed evidence of water and a high carbon content on Bennu.
And we kind of knew that already, but it's nice to have
to actually have a sample you can analyze.
Yeah, you don't know it until you've got it.
Yeah. And this I didn't really realize too was OSIRIS-REx, which is the spacecraft that went to Bennu, dropped this on, and did they actually? Was it still connected and then they send it back to Earth?
Yeah.
Okay. It's actually gone off to another asteroid, so I didn't realize it was still hopping around. All right. So let's see. The Titan submersible imploded while searching for a shipwreck. This was very tragic, and I remember hearing about that at the time. They were warned, though, that this was not really structurally sound anymore.
Well, it was metal fatigue after doing this number of times when they just ran it too long. And again, this isn't really a discovery, but it was news.
No, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, Voyager may be dying.
Yes. Right. Yeah, what a run.
And currently it's sending random noise back. And they think they might be able to fix it, but it's going to take a while because every command that we send to it takes about a day to get to the darn thing.
Yeah, it's just that
then
far
it takes that long to find out what happened as a result of the command. So they are troubleshooting it. It might take a while before they either fix it or decide that it's not gonna.
Yeah, that was the last I heard about it too.
And I can't imagine them ever saying not gonna. I think that they're gonna be fiddling with it for as long as they can.
Yeah.
To try to get it to.
Probably. Is that did they have actual nukes on board?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Well,
so they're good for.
Well, the nukes give lower and lower output over time, but they're still good for another decade or so.
Oh, wow. Because I thought like 25, 30 years was the lifespan of that kind of a nuclear.
This is NASA
power source.
They triple everything. And so if it needs X amount of power, they triple it.
Got it. Yeah, I love it. Oh, it should work for 3 weeks, and then 3 weeks, 6 weeks, and then like a few years later, it's like, oh, it's still going. Well, how smart is that? It's the Scotty method.
Yeah.
All right. So what else do we have here? Again, like not really a discovery, but again, wildfires burn through Canada and Hawaii. This has been true for a very long time. I don't know that this is going to be something I really recommend reading. We kind of know about it. And then, I love this. UFOs break into government discourse and spark conspiracy theories. And honestly, I have no expertise in this area. I don't even want to really touch it. I don't know if it's a discovery exactly, but it's on the Smithsonian's list.
It's not a discovery, but it's a good distraction.
Okay, got it.
2004. It's a 2023 distraction.
Yeah, got it. All right. Okay, so orcas break rudders and sink ships in the Strait of Gibraltar. And I guess they're not sure if this is sort of a learned behavior and they're all just mimicking it, or if they're mad about something. But it was kind of a funny story.
Or they're just messing with the ships.
Yeah, I don't know.
See what happens when we do this.
Well, like it says, maybe it's a form of play, maybe it's a passing fad, or maybe as internet onlookers, because that's a resource you want to trust. And anyway, have facetiously suggested the full-fledged female-led orca uprising. I don't know about that. Yeah, Dawn's got a comment too. Yes,
Yes.
everything. Certainly seems like it.
Well, there was one thing that didn't spark a conspiracy theory, which of course meant that there must have been a conspiracy because there was no conspiracy behind
I
it.
see. Okay. So they're not sure why, but apparently in the Strait of Gibraltar, some of these orca are, in fact, going and ramming the rudders of ships. Okay. So COVID entered a new phase. I think we've kind of gotten really tired of all the COVID stuff. They're just going to keep talking about it, I guess. Just to me, it's kind of a non-issue anymore. I mean,
It's
like
an annual call.
yeah, it's like a lot of things we've gotten over the years. I wouldn't call it a pandemic anymore. It's endemic, like a lot of things are. All right, so what else is on here? Teenage tyrannosaur fossil preserves what young dinosaurs ate. I think this is a discovery because they actually dug up this fossil and it was very interesting. Apparently, they eat stuff that's different than the adult tyrannosaurs. So, yeah.
Well, it'd be really weird if they ate the really big things that the adults ate.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
How
it makes
they manage
sense.
that?
It makes sense, but we have, in fact, gotten some real evidence now, which is kind of new.
Yeah.
All right. So, what else was on here? Hottest year on record. I've been seeing some different things where they were like, yeah, it was this hot in that year, like the 20s and stuff, and it hasn't been that hot ever since they're in that place. I think we're always going to have, spots that are going to be whatever at various times. And our planet is changing constantly. It's always been in flux. I mean, we've talked about it before. Oxygen once upon a time was a poisonous gas on this planet. So
yeah. Okay, Cliff says it was made of a composite material.
Oh, the sub was?
Oh, the sub was a ticking time bomb.
Oh, I didn't know it was a composite.
Yeah, that would be because
very complacent on service. Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, because composites do fatigue.
Well, they fail catastrophically.
Well, yeah, basically. And when they do fail, then they're completely gone. Not like you won't get a crack; you will get a total
it just
explosion.
Fails. It just fails, and I think that's the end of that one. So then we go over to science news, some astounding scientific firsts, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if it's discoveries. Oh, this is the same thing. Sorry, I have it here twice. Yeah. Biggest science news stories of 2023 as chosen by New Science. See, they qualified it. I like that.
Yeah.
So probably some of the same things, but really beautiful picture. Always like to see that. From extraordinary heat to stunning space imagery, New Scientist has brought you extensive coverage of the biggest developments, discoveries, and events in science, technology, health, and environment in 2023. Here's our recap of some of the best stories of the year. They delve into the environment.
Yeah, paywall.
And I thought this one was going to go through, but I guess no. So you're going to find this. I mean, keep reading. Oh, this is a good discovery, though. That's kind of cool. And I think it's over here somewhere. So everything we know about the history of the universe. I'm not so sure this is about discovery, but there are some cool things here, including that repeating pattern. I think it was. Let's see. Yeah, they talk about Webb a lot, but I'm going to leave that to Jeff because he has a whole big list of cool stuff that the NASA's Webb Space Telescope has discovered. And those I would call true discoveries. So let's let Jeff take that part. All right. First MoMAs. Like this one, I think they're kind of getting to the point where we actually see some of the first things that happened in the creation of our universe.
Well, they're seeing closer and closer to it, yeah.
Yes. Primordial plasma. That's kind of in the same vein, right? Yeah. And I think you've got some really good stuff on this. So I'm going to let you. Cosmos clears. Around the time the universe reached 300,000th birthday, it enters an era known as recombination epoch. Yeah, they call all these different phases different things. The Great Expansion and the Big Bang.
And the names change as they learn different things about the way.
Yeah, and some of it's still theoretical because we can't. We haven't been able to see.
Almost all of it's theoretical because, we're explaining stuff that happened before light could transmit. So,
Okay.
oh,
Got a comment?
yeah. Oh, and Tom Pickett's photo of Betelgeuse is now a big discovery.
Yeah.
Lots of pros are talking about it. Yep.
See if Tom will come on the show and tell us about that, Cliff.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be really fun.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Cosmic Dark Ages again. We're delving into this area. Boy, where is the one with the tile? That was kind of interesting.
That was the New Scientist. So
Oh, it was?
it might be behind a paywall.
Oh, but I saw it. That's funny. So I guess you can see them some, and then you have to pay or sign up or something. Get rid of these things. The early habitable epoch. Pickett's Bell, yes.
Yep. Yeah, you actually showed us that.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so first lights in the dark. I think this is kind of interesting. I think one of the terms I've read is the first star or something like that.
Right.
I mean, if we figure out this, that will be a true discovery, I think. The first star that we can determine that was in existence. Of course, if it burned out already and the light isn't going to get to us. Anyway, we'll see.
Well, the first star within light years, distance of us. But
no, I think this was talking about the first one. So after the Big Bang, at some point something happened and stars were created.
Right. Yeah.
So
I mean,
I think that's what
the big flash was when the soup cleared enough so that photons could actually move, and that's when we had first light, and then expanded. Then eventually stuff combined into dust clouds that then combined into stars, probably black holes. The biggest dust clouds probably went into became black holes.
You think
so? Yeah, I think a lot of galaxies are the accretion disks of black holes.
Oh, okay.
And
interesting.
And then, the bigger patches turned into stars that created their own accretion disks that then created planets.
Right. Well, I guess we'll find out, especially if the James Webb Space Telescope will help us learn that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what else is in here. Yeah, it discusses the lives these stars must have lived. Paper published in Astronomy and Astrophysics. All right, so we're just going to really briefly go over some of this because there's so much out there. And I think at this point in time, we're living in a wonderful time when there are so many discoveries.
Right.
The universe blossoms with stars. We live in a chapter of the universe known as the Stelliferous Era. And as Astronomy Magazine notes, this era began when stars began to illuminate the darkness. All right. Good stuff. Stars seed the cosmos.
Yep.
I love the beautiful pictures in here.
Yeah, they blow up and make elements that everyone
yes,
else uses.
Right. These wouldn't exist without a star going supernova, like iron. The iron in our blood wouldn't.
Yep.
All right. So by weight, most of Earth is made up of chemical elements heavier than helium, which were forged in the cores of stars. This process, as Science Daily explains, is known as nucleosynthesis. Over the lifetime of a star, nuclear reactions fuse light elements together, making heavier and heavier ones. And then they get out into the universe when a star explodes.
Yep.
All right. What else do we have here? The oldest known star. See, this is what I'm thinking of when they talk about the first stars.
Mm-hmm.
The things that's the oldest.
Right.
Yeah, hunting for the oldest stars in the universe is an entire field of astronomy, which can help scientists understand what the early days of the cosmos were like. I would think that's kind of a discovery. Oldest known planet. So this is probably a really good article. I'll get the link for that for everybody too. No one knows when the first planets formed, but seemingly they can outlive stars. As Hubble site explains, the oldest known planet is in orbit around two dead stars, a pulsar and a white dwarf. This is kind of cool. I think I'd call that a discovery.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Methuselah, that's what they're calling it.
Mm-hmm.
12.7 billion years old. That's pretty old. I mean, it's almost the age of what we think the universe is.
Right.
Galaxies begin to form. Yeah, I'm about halfway through this. I'll tell you what, I'm going to turn this over to Jeff because I think some of this is going to be somewhat similar.
Yep.
All right, so Yeah, go ahead, Jeff. Take over.
Okay. So
Get you over to.
you
got it?
Yep.
All right.
Okay. So we talked about James Webb, and I'm not going to go so much to the discoveries, but to sites listing discoveries, because there's so many out there. And, as you saw with Pam's, everyone has their own lists. This is this is a site listing all of the James Webb discoveries. So if you want to go for discoveries for 2023, January. Oops, I'm on the wrong page. Hang on. Can't scroll that. There we go. January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Just basically look at these. And they all have the full articles. So you can look at all of these. They're great. This is just a good source of things that James Webb has found. And some of these will be bigger than others, but this is impressive to me. And a really good resource. And I'll share this link.
Yeah, that's a huge list.
Yeah.
Fabulous too. It's just wonderful that we can really find out about these things now.
And then this is Quantum Magazine, which is a little bit more, a little bit more popular press, but it's still, goes for the science crowd. And
so crunchy, or
yeah, fairly crunchy.
We should create a crunchy scale. Crunchy from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Where would you say this lies?
Yeah. So they're now, talking about James Webb, black holes, colliding supermassive black holes, that cause the ripples of space-time.
Ooh, pretty pictures coming up.
Yep. There we go. Let's see what these are. I don't say what those are. I'm assuming that those are black holes that they've been looking at. But, here we go. The Cosmos Unveiled. James Webb Space Telescope. Okay, these are the universe's first stars. These are the oldest stars that they can see. As seeing the light from galaxies that glowed some 300 million years after the great big clap that created the universe.
Boy, I hadn't heard about the big clap. Okay.
I think that's just
new to me.
That's new to, I think, a lot of people.
Just so stupidly bright. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. And so this is has some pretty in-depth articles on it. Stronger quantum knots. Now this, I think, is going to be pretty good, because if they can make these work, this is quantum entanglement that does not
doesn't fall apart.
It doesn't fall apart when you examine it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's really great news. Okay.
Yeah. Quantum magic. It's just a new type of phase transition.
Who says scientists don't have a sense of humor?
I'm pretty sure they didn't know what to call it. Therefore, they called it magic.
Well, it's kind of that old, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from.
Yeah. Okay. Now they've got 3 metrics to determine how quantum something is.
Okay.
A measure of the quantumness. First, there was entanglement. Then there was magic. Now there's fermionic magic.
Okay. Far out.
Yeah.
That's a neat image. Is that a painting that looks like something?
Yeah, that's a painting.
Looks like art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still pretty cool.
Yeah. Quantum gravity. They're getting closer and closer to figuring out quantum gravity. Of course, I read something else that proves that quantum gravity doesn't exist, and something that shows that if quantum gravity didn't exist, we wouldn't exist. So,
Well, there's still people who think the Earth is flat. So.
Right. Well, these are both scientists that are, here's the thing. They're looking at the same thing and coming up with different, this fits their thing. But this quantum gravity thing, um, um, pinpointed the mistake that led to Hawking's famous black hole information paradox.
Ah.
So they think they may have figured out not necessarily the answer to it, but at least how the answer can be found. So that's interesting. Hum of gravitational waves.
What was that picture of above there?
That looks like a radio telescope of some kind.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't know which one because
they don't really say either. It just says Jim Hoover next to it.
Yeah, that's who took the photo. That's nice.
Yes, yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, and when you hover over it, it's just the title of this article. But the hum of gravitational waves, one of the things that they found, and I saw it somewhere else, is that they've been able to look at different quasars in such detail that they can see the redshift of the quasar moving back and forth to us to very minute degrees.
Wow.
And so by looking at multiple quasars, they can see, this one shifts, then this one shifts, and they can see the ripple go through the universe.
Oh, wow. So
very low frequency gravitational waves. And so they've spotted these, and this is something new for 2023 that they're still playing with. They're still, what is this? We need more data, but
yeah, very few things happen like in Star Trek. We have a problem, we got to solve it now, and they do.
Right. Yeah.
Stuff takes years and years and decades. And
right. Yeah.
Maybe never.
I think we're still at the, ooh, this is neat phase of this one.
Okay.
But yeah, so they have been getting the hum of the universe by looking at quasars, and by getting better instruments looking at them and looking at more of them, they'll get better and better resolution.
I found a whole website of NASA's like sounds from generated from different things, and it was crazy. It was almost like scary. I think I found it right around Halloween, and it was a NASA site, so that was pretty neat.
Yeah, in fact, I saw this in one that we'll see in a different. I think you already showed it though. The thing that we just saw like a couple days ago, the 2023 discoveries.
Okay.
On Curiosity Stream.
Oh, the show there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they talked about it there. But this is because what it does, the bigger the instrument, the better your resolution or the finer detail that you can find. And what they've done is they've created an instrument the size of our galaxy.
What? How?
By looking at the quasars.
Oh, I see. Okay.
By
interesting.
By looking at those, they've created a really huge instrument.
Wow. Okay.
So that's just.
This is fun because, of course, I found some things and you found some things.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Here we go. Do you need to? Oh, next one.
Yeah.
Here's the next one.
This isn't necessarily of 2023. This is just a source of articles, Science Daily. This is neat.
Looks like a good resource.
Yeah, it's a good resource for seeing what's going on.
Cool. And
this might be a weekly look for me.
All right.
And of course, NASA's news. Their latest news.
NASA's a really good resource for all kinds of things.
Yeah, and they have lots of articles. I like how they say, "This one will take 5 minutes to read, 6 minutes to read, etc." So, if you've got X amount of time, well, then you can test yourself against their average reader.
Okay.
And compete with them and see if you can beat them in reading time.
Yay.
I don't know. But hey, this is a good source.
Yeah.
And
they might actually have some discoveries in there, huh?
Yeah. And this is Medium, which is not a science-based thing. This is Popular Press.
Yeah.
So this is interesting to see what ended up in Popular Press. And I was gonna go through these, except that January through February, and this is what they found for January through February.
That's a big list.
And that's just January, February. And then this is these are
Maybe we provide a
sources.
link to you.
Yeah, we will provide a link. March through May. I mean, and so this is a big site. They've got a bunch of stuff.
Who writes it? Because Medium is all kinds of independent authors, and
and
the caveat there being is it's lots of independent authors. So
Paradigm.
Paradigm. Okay.
Yeah, Paradigm.
So maybe it's a group, but again, they are probably just regular folks, which is wonderful. Oh, we got a comment. Cliff says, "Can't wait to see what the new evidence the James Webb Space Telescope has come up with. The age of the universe in dark matter and dark energy may be way out. New age of the universe is 27.6 billion years." Yeah, we've been seeing some stuff about.
But then
maybe way off. I guess that's what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they're trying. I think they're starting to think that it isn't the 27. I think they're thinking that it's still the 13.
Okay.
But there's something funky showed up that made the measurement off, and basically the something funky, they said, well, the universe must be double the age to explain the something funky. Now they have other explanations for why it's funky.
I see.
So
but
we don't know yet.
This is not unusual. I mean, once upon a time we thought everything rotated around the Earth, and then we found out we rotate around the sun. And once upon a time, in fact, Hubble is the one that discovered that the universe is a lot bigger than what we think. Right over here in our area, Mount Wilson, with the 100-inch telescope. Cliff, you saw that when you were here last time.
Yep. And then, okay. And so this is just, it's not discoveries, but 2023 in space flight, a wiki that shows all of our launches and stuff.
Very cool.
And they've got all the years. I guess these are projected, planned missions.
Oh, beyond this year. Okay.
Yeah, but they talk about a bunch of them. Again, not discoveries, but in the past few years we've talked about what's happened in space. So I figured
just sort of a summary.
Yeah, here it is. We'll put the link. That's
that could be useful for a lot of things.
Now we get a lot of ideas from from Anton. And often we'll see something, and that won't be the topic that he talks about, but he'll mention something talking about that topic, and we'll go, "Hey, let's talk about that."
Like the ESA Sky site we talked about a few weeks ago. Yeah. I was like, that's a cool tool. Let's go look at it.
Yeah. And then now, and sometimes he comes after us. Yeah. We talked about brown dwarfs and
weeks ago,
and he just talked about here are 3 brown dwarfs that defy current physics models.
Yeah, so, I was like, wait, didn't we just do this?
Yeah.
Like, yep, that's the picture we used even.
So these are very good.
Yes, very good.
I mean,
and he likes to catch up on, like, he'll talk about the brown dwarfs, what happened, if anything's been discovered for now, and then he'll say, well, I'll come back and tell you more if there's something else at some point, and who knows when that is. But he does come back, and he does a daily.
Not quite daily, but almost.
Oh, pretty darn close. He's had some issues. I think his voice was kind of having problems at one point. But his plan is to go daily and tell you cool science stuff, especially the discoveries part.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, good stuff.
And then we just saw this today. We started watching it. The High Frontier by Gerald K. O'Neill. And we were looking at it going, have we seen this? And we couldn't tell, but we decided after watching like 3 minutes of it
we're going to watch it again.
Yeah, if we have seen it, we're going to watch it again because this is very good. A lot of it is voiced by Gerald O'Neill, basically based on things on his various talks. They splice it in, but then they talk about him, so it's kind of a biography and him giving a talk at the spliced together. So it's really good.
And a lot of the people that learn from him are in there, and those are some of the space folks that we've come to know. So I couldn't tell what year this was produced. So if anybody out there knows or wants to look it up for us, Jamie,
because
it doesn't really say in there. But again, Curiosity Stream, and we're really enjoying that.
Yeah. Now, Curiosity Stream might not be the best platform for streaming stuff. It's better than what was it that we looked at before.
Oh, yeah, I don't even want to mention it.
Yeah.
Here's a comment from Cliff. Hubble ultra deep wide field photo changed the whole field of science. Oh.
Yeah, because we found
well, is that the one they looked at an empty spot and all of a sudden there was like, boo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that basically got a bunch of people like really excited.
Very, very interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, is that it from you?
Yep.
All right. So do you want to do this part next?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So some stellar events this week, December 22nd through December 29th. The 22nd, that's actually tonight, the Ursid meteor shower peaks. I'm going to show this after midnight. There's a list of all of them. All the ones that I think are significant enough to go looking for. And this is one of them, unfortunately. Well, no, fortunately, this will work out. The moon is 10 days old, and it's a waxing gibbous. It'll rise well after midnight, about 150 minutes after that. So you should be able to do some observing before the moon interferes. Also, Jupiter and the moon are in conjunction, and Mercury is in the inferior conjunction. We showed a picture of that last week. So it's between the Earth and the Sun. December 23rd, Uranus and the moon are in conjunction. December 26th is the full cold moon. December 27th, Mercury and Mars are in conjunction. December 29th, we'll be back to our Friday night show. And since it's kind of between the holidays, we'll come here for a bit, say some words, mostly just talk to you and, say happy holidays, that kind of thing. We're kind of like curious now. What inspires you the most for the coming week? Go ahead.
Yep. Okay. Other events and activities. You can still launch your digital postcard into space. The Blue Origin Club for the Future. We've done links for that in the past.
Oh, we got a comment. Anton is great, but sometimes a little hard to understand. So a lot of his... Oh, very cool.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Oh, Janie found it. The High Frontier book, 1977.
Yeah,
movie,
that's
2021.
Oh, the movie is
2021.
Yeah,
so it's not that long ago.
No, it's been out for a little bit, but.
I feel like I've seen it, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Janie.
Yeah.
I had a feeling you'd come through for us.
We've got the book.
Yes.
And I've read it
probably
a few times.
No, I haven't read it yet.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, that's cool.
Also, the Wikipedia photo contest around science is ending soon.
Quick.
That ends November. Soon. November through December. Well, and December's almost done. And there's a link here for it. And then
I'll put it in because it's like you said, it's almost over. And we got a comment. Let me get to that in a second here too, Jeff. Daniel, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate you being here. Daniel says, if it stops, there we go. Quantized inertia drive, hype or hope? I don't know what that is. Do you?
I think I might know, but
okay.
Basically, right now, any of those drives are still just math, which may or may not actually apply to the real world. I mean, I've seen just like they've come up with a theoretical warp drive that requires negative energy, which the math works. However, does negative
like
energy
imaginary
exist?
Numbers?
Yeah. Does negative energy exist, and can we make it? Who knows? So I don't know enough about the quantized inertial drive to know.
Daniel says there is hardware in space to test it now.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. I have seen a really early thing that that claimed to be that. It's probably not the same thing now, because what I saw was someone who could build stuff, but I'm not a scientist, but I knew enough science to know that wouldn't work.
Okay.
So this is hopefully something different.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you get your name etched on the spacecraft going to Europa?
We checked. That's still going.
Yeah, it's still going. And Yeah, and
that's all. Yeah,
yeah.
you don't have to.
So,
You don't need.
okay, yeah. So yeah, that's the message in a bottle that we've talked about,
Right.
and
Several times now.
hopefully we'll get Bob in once he's done working on it. Because
They'll probably never be
he's
done.
well,
Done.
once it lights off and starts heading up, I think his phase of that is.
He said check in with him next April.
Yeah.
And I will.
That's probably when they're planning on launching the darn thing.
I forget.
Yeah. 2024 Eclipse Festival, or
yeah, I just read this one.
Oh, okay. Ron Coleman Mining Eclipse Music Festival.
Because there were a whole bunch of names on the thing.
6 through 8, 24.
I read that part.
Yeah. It's in Jessaville, Arkansas. And I guess it's a mine that is way far away from everyone. Yeah. It probably has a lot of flat ground, and so he's offering it for watching the
and you get to play in the mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like according to them, it's a dark site. So,
yeah.
Cool.
And you get to quote mine for quartz.
Yes.
Which is okay.
And I'm gonna do this comment, and then I gotta go over here because I got a whole bunch of tabs queued up.
Okay.
All right. So Cliff says, "Oh, have you seen the latest pickup photo of Beetlejuice? Full color, just finished. I will send it." Oh. I don't know if I have, but I have seen something on Facebook. Cliff, maybe that was it.
But I haven't seen it. I want to see it.
Yeah, you want to see it. It seems like it's moving and changing a little bit. That's what I understood. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you this thing. And you want to talk about these, or you want me to, Jeff?
Oh, Sky and Telescope Astronomy Tours.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about it? Because I don't really know that much about this one.
Yeah, I've been finding all kinds of stuff on Facebook, which is wonderful and encouraging. And this is just one of them. I think I've seen them for a while. But Sky and Telescope is doing some different trips. And you can find out about them. Like this one's the Eclipse, of course. It's everybody's thing, I think. Nearly sold out. Yeah, the time to go look for this stuff is like 2 years ago. And I always talk about it, but at the end, everyone wants to go. Mexico Eclipse Cruise, almost sold out. They're going to have an Aurora adventure. So they have them here. Easter Island, that sounds good. Oh, October of 2024 for the annular eclipse. But they do have a nice list. 2026, 2027, and that's it for those ones. There is an event called Space Symposium. They've been doing this for a long time. The next one will be April 8th through 11th in Colorado Springs. And these are not in any particular order. I just found them and I added them to the list. Discover Copperas Cove, Texas. Oh, what happened?
Sorry.
You're messing with it.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting on the solar eclipse bandwagon, which is kind of nice though, because there's going to be places that you can go. I know one of the things that gets hard toward the end is in fact finding a place to go. I remember people talking about like hanging out on an airstrip so they could, basically see the eclipse, different things like that. So all these organizations, and it's great. So this one is in Copperas Cove, Texas. Maybe Dawn actually knows something about that area. They don't even point it out here, but somewhere in Texas. Great information. And maybe that is it. Is that it? I can't tell from that map.
Million.
But that is near Waco. That might be where they're going to have this. So, yay. Cool places to go and see the eclipse next year. Oh, and this guy's pretty cool. He is offering a free print from his nighttime silhouettes collection. Now, you want to expect to be getting on his list, and we offered more of his prints, but you can get the first one for free. And just choose it here. Kind of neat. And he has some samples of them. I guess you probably have a choice of one of those three. I found it. I thought I'd share. The Great Orion Dark Sky Festival, March 7th through 10th, Panamint Valley. I think we showed this last year too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so another great event. This is kind of fun too in Bishop, California. Night sky featured events for California stargazing. If you're in the area, they talk about 2023 and 2024 and what you can do there. So they have some events for you. This one here. Oh, this sounded so cool and it looks so beautiful. Look at this thing. Bioneers Revolution from the Heart of Nature, March 28th through 30th in Berkeley, California. I probably get a lot of California because, you know, I'm in California and Facebook feeds you all kinds of things that are relevant to you and where you are. And all these have, like you can see, you can really scroll down these pages. So yeah, if anything appeals to you, let us know. I'll get you a link. Then there's Meteor Crater. They had an ad. I thought I'd share it because it's a really neat place. I have been there. Have you been there, Jeff?
I have not.
Oh, you haven't. We should go there. All right. Then the Southern Star events. I think they're going to have an eclipse thing as well, right? Yeah, Path of Totality. 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Everybody wants to tell you about the solar eclipse next April. I think it's wonderful. All right. So, and then there's this guy. He's actually from Africa. Space tourism as a new niche. Let's explore space together. Benin Republic and Ghana. This is, what do they say? Western. What? Yeah, West. Let's explore space in West Africa. I love that. Everybody in the world can get on board. And here's our friend David Renicky. He's having an event November of next year. That is 10th through 17th of November 2024. It's a 7-day event at this Norfolk Island. Here it is. Oh, we got some comments too.
Yeah. So this is Cliff.
They're gathering up.
And you two have a great Christmas and a wonderful time. And
thank you.
See more from me in March. Yep.
Absolutely. And likewise on the Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Frost, Texas. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
I bet it'll be cold.
Not in March. For the eclipse, yes. Yeah, Tom Pickettson. It's Frost. Okay. I knew he was in Texas. I didn't know where.
Oh, as long as we've got a break. I found this, and remember we were talking about the story, the science fiction story about, you know, the heavy world.
Oh yes, last time.
And
you actually found it.
Mission of Gravity by Hal Clement. This is what I was.
Very cool.
And
yay.
Yeah, and he also had a sequel to it called Starlight, in which those aliens were used to explore someplace else. So,
I don't think you read that one, have you?
Yes, I have.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah, the book that I have actually contains both of them.
Oh, I see.
It was one of those book club books.
Got it. Yeah. Those are cool.
So, back to you. I found that and wanted to share that with people.
Yeah, you know, I'm so glad you mentioned this the other day, Jeff, because I was like, well, duh. David puts these on Facebook constantly, and we've never, ever talked about it, and we absolutely want you to know about this. This is going to be, it's basically Australia. David and Cliff are both from Australia, and this will be this Norfolk Island. I guess it's pretty dark there.
Well, that's the whole point, is that it's way far away from everything.
I'm not sure where it is. Like, you know, north, south, east, west of Australia, but I have a feeling it's north, but I don't know for sure.
My guess would be northeast, maybe just north, but
yeah, I don't know. But it sounds like a wonderful trip. So check it out. The best place I know to find this is on David's. When you go to Facebook and find David Renicky, here's his name here, David Renicky, right there.
Yep.
All right. Yesterday was his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, David.
Yes, happy birthday. All right. So then this thing, it seems unlikely, but I'm going to show it to you because they talk about this watch that has Mars dust in it. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't.
I guess the dust is right there. I don't know.
Yeah.
So for only, 899 euros, which is a lot more than dollars, or 1,699, you can get a watch with Mars dust in it.
Yeah, I don't think that there have been any return missions. Now, there have been some meteors that they say were blown off of Mars, so maybe they scraped some of those meteors to make Mars dust.
Yeah, it seems like you wouldn't get very many watches out of it.
Or maybe they went to JPL and got some of their Mars soil analog that they just basically created to pretend to be Mars soil, so they could test their rovers.
Analog, maybe I can believe, but Mars dust, I don't know about that.
Well, like I said, they might have scraped some meteors. there's enough that they could probably have made a few of those.
Maybe. All right, so take it with a grain of salt or Mars dust. All right, experience the total solar eclipse with us. Join and witness history in the making. Book now. Yeah, you definitely want to book as soon as possible if you've decided to go somewhere. This is Seven Lakes RV Resort. Okay, here it is, a wonderful RV park near Burnett, Texas. And you can learn more about that here. Looks like you got to sign up mostly. A little bit about what they've got. So if you're an RV person and you want to go there, you got a map. All right, we got another comment I noticed. That's kind of it for me. Everything else I have here I've shown before.
Maybe Mars bars watch would be better. No, those have coconut in them. Yeah. No, that's not right. That's Mounds that has coconut.
Yes, Mounds has. Well, they both do. Well, not Mars bars. Not Mars bars.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you this is different. So, because I just read all this stuff, you might as well do this.
Okay. If you or someone you know has done something interesting involving space exploration, science, or astronomy, and Pam is right now writing my script, we'd love to share our live. Join us again next Friday, December 29th, for a holiday hangout.
Yeah, we'll just hang out, I think, for a little while. But yeah, I hadn't updated that part of it. So thank you, Jeff. Really appreciate that. Anything else from you?
Nope. I will start grabbing. I've been too busy to put the links in.
So, yeah, so go for it.
Links
go for it. I put a bunch in, and yeah, if there was something you really wanted to see and we didn't have it here for you, let us know. Oh, thank you, Janie. Really appreciate it. So glad you were here. So by the next time we see you, Christmas will be done. We'll just be saying happy holidays and see you. Oh, here we go. I met Dave in 2012, and what a great man. I have never looked back thanks to him and meeting you guys. Best thing in my life. So, yay! We love meeting you too. All right, so let's do a shout out while Jeff's doing that. Cliff and Janie. I remember seeing Daniel here. And Dawn was here, right? Dawn?
Yes.
Dawn Jenkins. And let's see. I know. Yep, there's Dawn. And I'm pretty sure. Yep, Scott. Thank you so much, folks. We really appreciate you being here week after week after week. Did you get all your links in?
Not yet.
You had a lot.
Yes, I have a lot. And the trouble is that I closed the browser that had them all in, so I couldn't just pop them in. And so now I found them all again. Now I just have to put them all in there. So that's, yeah.
And I think we can add them to the comments on, well, Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube's a little bit easier. But having them here makes them clickable, I know for sure. I don't know about the comments.
Yeah, I don't know either.
How many more you got?
Just a couple more.
Oh, Dawn says bye. See you next time. Thanks, Dawn.
So stretch while I do this.
What? Oh, what I could do is run the outro, I guess.
No, okay. I've got the last one going.
Last one? He says it's the last one. All right. There you go.
There we go.
Thanks, everyone. Have a really great week. Have a Merry Christmas.
Yep. We'll
talk to you before the new year.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. We'll just say hi and see what you're doing and see how your Christmas went, all that.
Yep.
All righty, good night. Have a great week.
Night. Yep.
Bye.